Hello. Today I would like to speak to you on one of the most important aspects of success in people's lives, as said by Brian Tracy. One of the most important aspects of success, of all kinds of success, is a positive attitude, is where you can feel that you have the ability to control your world, control your life. A positive attitude is like a chicken and the egg thing. If you're successful, you're positive. If you're positive, you're successful. Which comes first? It doesn't really matter. But we know this, that if positive thinkers are men and women who accomplish an awful lot than people who have negative mental attitude. Your job is to develop a positive mental attitude. Your job is to become thoroughly positive and constructive towards the things that you face in your lives, and the world around you and the people around you will respond accordingly. And the way you do this is very much the same way as you develop your physical fitness. Now, if I were to say to you that if you go to a gym and you work out regularly for an hour and a half daily, and you do this daily for 1 month, and you match with the proper diet, you actually see a difference in yourself physically. If I were to say to you, would say that, oh, come on, Binu, it's nothing great you're speaking about. Everybody would change their physique if you do that. Now, it's the same thing that mental fitness. There are some important steps that you can practice. For if you practice this for 21 days, you will have a tremendous impact on your attitude. The reason for this is that it takes 21 days to develop a new habit pattern of any kind. If you work on this habit pattern and you practice it every day, you begin to develop new neural grooves in your brain. It causes you to think and act accordingly and optimistically. Automatically, you get up in the morning, you're more positive, you are ready to face the challenges of the day, and you're more optimistic. In 21 days, you won't even notice the difference. You'll be so astonished at yourself. Number 1 is positive self-talk. Positive self-talk means that you're optimistic in your conversation to yourself. 95% of the time, we feel about ourselves is very important to see how you create your attitude. This is called your inner dialogue. It's the stream of words and thoughts and feelings that course through your day like a river going through your mind. The sad fact is that if you do not deliberately and consciously talk to yourself in a positive and constructive manner, you will default think about things that will make you unhappy or cause worry and anxiety. Remember, your mind is like a vacuum. It will not remain empty. If you don't fill it with positive thoughts, it will fill it with negative thoughts. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Your mind is like a garden. If you do not deliberately plant flowers and tend them carefully, weeds will grow without any encouragement at all. If you don't think positive thoughts and can take good care of them, negative thoughts will grow in your mental garden without any effort on your part. There is a thing in cognitive psychology called explanatory style. Explanatory style has to do with how you explain things to yourself. We know that most successful people, the most positive people, are people who can explain things in a positive way to themselves. They say, well, there's an interesting situation, or that will work out okay, or don't worry about it. Everything is going to happen it's happening for a good reason. And positive people are those who constantly take care of what's happening, and whereas negative people interpret them differently, explain them differently, positive people turn them around and explain them well. W. Clement Stone, one of the richest men in the world, said that one of the keys to success was to look at every adversity and immediately say, that's good, and then to find something in it that was good. So the second part of the positive self-talk is to control your inner dialogue. Control your inner dialogue. One of the things which psychology emphasizes is the use of affirmation. Affirmation means the positive statements that you tell to yourself about yourself. My favorite affirmations are, I like myself. I like myself. I can do it. I feel terrific. I am responsible. This is how top people think most of the time. Affirmations are the key. With affirmations, your potential as a person and a leader is unlimited. The discovery of affirmations and the development of affirmations as a science has been one of the greatest breakthrough areas in human potential. If I could give you one secret of success, it could be this. It is to talk about the things that you want and not to talk about things that you don't want. So you're always saying things to yourself and then to others that are consistent with the person you want and the person you want to be in the life and the person that you have to be. Remember, 95% of your feelings are determined by the way you talk to yourself. It's absolutely essential that you talk to yourself the way that you want to be. The second key of positive visualization is that you might have to visualize the things that you want the things to happen. See your goals as already accomplished. See your life as ideal in every way. The way you do this is that you create an exciting picture of your goal, an ideal life, and replay this in your mental picture on the screen of your mind over and over again. The rule is that all these impulses, all the improvement in your mental pictures begins with the pictures that you create in your mind. You're completely in control of the pictures that you play on the secret screen of your mind. As you see yourself on the inside, you will start to be the person with those accomplishments on the outside. It's the most phenomenal thing. If you see yourself and think about yourself as an extraordinary person, if you see yourself as a success, if you see yourself as happy and positive and confident, and you are in control, if you see yourself as a loving parent or a spouse, you act that way in front of others. So therefore, all improvement in your life begins with an improvement in your mental pictures, with you consciously and deliberately selecting the pictures that you're going to allow your mind to dwell upon. And that word dwell is terribly important. When you dwell upon a picture, your subconscious mind, just as with affirmations, accepts the picture as a command, and it goes to work to bring that picture into the reality. It's the most phenomenal thing. Again, your subconscious mind controls your reticular activating system, or otherwise called as reticular cortex as well. Your reticular activating system is very interesting. It's a small part of your brain that controls all incoming impulses. Let me give an example. If you ever thought that you're going to buy a sports utility, an SUV, you send a signal to your brain that SUV is important to you. Your reticular activating system suddenly activates all your senses, so that wherever you go, you see the SUV in your mind. Every time you turn around, you see them turning the corner, you see them parked, you see them in the parking places, you see the TVs and magazines, anywhere you look upon. If you begin to tell your brain that you intend to be a great success in your field, or you're going to move towards your dream area, and you're going to be the most prestigious person, or you're going to make a lot of money, this is accepted by the brain as a command. Your reticular cortex switches on all these switches, and then on you begin to see all kinds of possibilities that help you move forward to achieve your goals. Why is it successful people move rapidly towards achieving their goals? It's very simple. It's because they're thinking all the time, and as a result of thinking about what they want, they see all kinds of opportunities to achieve their results, which the average person doesn't see. Because the average person is so worried about how little money they have and how much their bills are and all the problems that they have, or they think about most of the things often in them. So, with regard to positive visualization, see yourself you desire, and what will happen is your subconscious mind will say, well, this must be a command, this must be what you want. So it goes to work on it and coordinates all your words, actions, thoughts, activities, emotions, and so on. So they're consistent with achieving and bringing that mental picture into reality. If you interview successful people and you ask them on a regular basis, what do you want, what do you think about? What are you thinking about now? You find that successful people are always thinking about constructive, positive, creative thoughts that help them to be more successful. And if you view negative people who aren't doing very much in their lives, you ask them what they are thinking about, they'll always think about negative, hurtful, destructive, angry, or resentful or worrying thoughts. And surprise, the more I think about them, I worry more about them. So be careful. Your mind is very, very powerful. The next technique number 3, is positive mental food. Just as your body is healthy to a degree, to react to a degree to which you eat healthy, nutritious food, your mind is healthy with the same mental protein rather than mental candy that you consume. Read books and articles or magazines that are educational, inspirational, or motivational. Feed your mind with information and ideas that are uplifting, that make you feel happy and more confident about yourself and your world. Listen to positive, constructive audio programs or CDs or audio things in your car or your iPod. If you feed your mind continually with positive messages that help you think and act better, that will make you more capable and competent in your field. Watch positive educational DVDs or audio CDs and other uplifting or enriching material that will increase your knowledge and makes you feel so good about yourself and your life. Every time you learn about something that new, the brain releases endorphins, which is called the nature's happy drug, and you actually feel happier even before you take action on a new piece or an idea. You feel happier that you have learned a new idea in the first place. Just like we said before about you become what you think about, if I were to say to you, oh, there's a remarkable discovery. Did you know that you become what you eat? The food determines your physical health. If I were to say to you, you would say, oh, come on, I know it, Binu. Everybody knows about it, right? And the problem is that we don't eat the things that we should. Positive mental food is exactly the same. You become what you think about most of the time. Most of the time. In other words, your whole life today, everything around you has been determined by what you think about it most of the time. Now, if you think about positive, constructive, success-oriented, happy things, you start to have more of those things in your life. If you think about movies and television and sports and wasting time on socializing or spending on social media, you may have enough of those things in life. Remember, whatever you think about most of the time crowds the other things out of your life. So in becoming what you think about, what do you feed your mind on a regular basis, and this would exactly make you. You must be very deliberate about what feeds your mind as a mental protein of highly nutritious words, pictures, quotes, magazines, TV programs, audio, anything that comes, or even newspapers, the things that you read on the social media. Let me ask you a question. What happens if you continuously see a lot of horror books or murder books? What happens in your mind? What would happen if you think all the time you think about these in your mind? If you read this a lot in your mind, what happens to your brain? I bet you this is going to affect you severely. What do the successful people read? They read constructive, positive, success-oriented, motivational, and uplifting material, educational materials, or something that gets them to train something more. Your job is to ask yourself, is this going to help me in some way in my career? If you read all the negative stories in the newspapers or on a social media day after day, you get the idea, by the way, that the whole society is falling apart. If you read negative stories in magazines, you get the same thing. The things that you feed in your mind has such an enormous impact on your mind. Make sure what you are going to read or what you're going to listen is going to give a positive impact on your mind. Be it political aspects, be it a religious aspect, whatever it is. If it is a negative element that you're feeding in your mind, it is not going to accomplish your dreams.